Yo, what's up? You already know who it is and you know what it is. It's your boy Anthony Simmons here with Higher Heights, and we got a live one for y'all tonight. But first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who supporting, thank everybody who putting in their effort and time just to get a boy a like, to hit the subscription button, and the ones who supporting the channel so far. Tonight, I got a special one because I don't usually do this. It's been a long time since I've done it, but I'm getting a couple of comments now, and I'd like to give a shout out to the one that inspired this episode that I'm going to do now. I'm going to be talking about how some people got introduced to God the wrong way. And you can tell by the hurt that they're going through. You can tell how they feel about the subject and the issue when you're talking about God. And I want to talk about it's important how you get introduced to God. But before I get into this video, I need y'all to do the right thing and the polite thing. If you're watching this right now, I need you to hit the like button, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up. Let's hit the subscription button and hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss when I'm dropping content like this. As I said before, I'm pushing to 1,000. We almost at 1,000. And my Higher Height Nation, y'all are doing a great job. And let's get this platform out there because you know it's faith-based and you know what I'm trying to do. And I know you like the content and I like doing the content. So first of all, let's get to the comment. This viewer got under the comments in my last video that I just posted, how black people can't be great, not because somebody's oppressing us, but rather because we don't hold ourselves accountable for the things that we can control and that we can affect. Now, this user said, if your God is so powerful, referring to me because I refer to God a lot, if my God is so powerful, how come he, she, or it did not show up in my video with me and speak? That's a good one. If my God is so powerful, how come he, she, or it did not show up in my video and speak? Well, we finna break this down and unpack it, y'all. We finna break it down and unpack it because you know that this channel stands for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. First of all, I love how he phrased this comment. I love how he phrased this comment because, first of all, my God has no gender. My God has no gender. So I love the fact that he said he, she, or it, because the God that I serve is the creator of this universe. He's the Alpha and Omega. And I said he, so I just made a mistake myself. But the God that I serve is a spirit. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So yes, my God has no gender, nor do I refer to God as it, he, or she. Now, because of force of habit and the way people have referred to God over the generations, yes, sometimes I do refer to God as him. That's a force of habit, but that's a pronoun, and I don't describe my God with a pronoun. So that's the first thing I want to unpack. How you get introduced to God is very important. How you get introduced to God is very important. So God to me is a spirit. I don't dumb him down. I don't minimize God to a gender because God is a spirit. We're the ones who are encased in flesh, which is a gender. So with that being said, if my God was so powerful, how come he did not appear in my video and speak? Well, if we go to John, this is in the King James Version. I can also go to the Message version, but for the sake of time, I'm going to take you to John 14:9. I'm also going to be posting these scriptures because I like to back up what I say with truth. John 14:9 through 11. In these scriptures here, I'm going to paraphrase it, but you're going to have the actual scriptures right up here. In these scriptures, Philip asked Jesus to show them the Father. Because it's always been people like you, viewer. It's always been people like you throughout the history of time who need to see a miracle or need to see a sign or actually need to see God. But I'm going to show you where y'all are wrong and y'all don't understand the word. So John 14:9 through 11 says, show us the Father. And Jesus comments back to the Philip saying, have I been with you so long that y'all don't know? He's saying, if you've seen me, then you have seen the Father. Do you not believe that the Father is in me and I am in the Father? The things that I say don't come from me, but they come from the Father. He said, the works that I do don't come from me. They can only be done by something greater than me, which is the Father. So if you don't believe me for the word's sake, believe me for the works. So when you say, why didn't God show up in this video? If you're seeing me, viewer, if you're seeing me, if you're hearing me, then you're seeing the Father. Because I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Because I believe that God is a spirit and he dwells in me. See, y'all don't understand this. This is how I responded back to this viewer. I responded back that I am a representation of God and that he is also a representation of God if he so chooses to be. I'm not claiming to be God, the creator of the universe, but I am a representation of God because I am made in his image. And anyone viewing this video right now is also made in the image of God. Whether or not you choose to have a good representation of God or a bad representation of God, that's totally up to you and your free will. Just like most of you who are viewing me have children. They aren't you totally, but they do have your DNA. They do have your blood flowing through their veins, and therefore they are a representation of you. When God says we are made in his image, because we're going to break this down and unpack it. When God says we are made and created in his image, he's not talking about visually, because we all know that we look different sizes, different shapes. Never mind to talk about the different nationalities, races, and colors, the belief system and all that. So when he said, let us create them in men in our image, he means he's sharing in his glory with being able to speak and manifest and have responsibility over this land. Now, you got to understand this. The God that I serve is so great that he thought enough of me to create me so magnificently, so wondrously, that he gave me the ability to have a thought, to audibly speak that thought, and to create an atmosphere around me through my words, through my mindset, through my thoughts, through my dreams, through my visions, that I can manifest just like him. I can manifest just like him. So when he spoke, let there be light, and it was light. Yeah, I got that same ability. You got that ability too. But most of the time, we neglect that responsibility. We neglect that power. We misuse that power, and we speak negative things into our lives. We speak the things of pleasure that we want to have in our lives, and we don't speak love into life. We don't speak uplifting words to each other. We speak negativity. We speak depth. We speak all of these things into it. But guess what? That's your prerogative. Because God gave you a free will. I just choose to submit myself to my Father. So back to this comment. So I thought this guy was trolling, and I said, I guess you're obviously trolling, but he said respectfully that he's not trolling. But I just want to tell that viewer that, listen, the God that I serve is not white. The God that I serve is not black. I don't bow down to a white man on this earth. I'm not bowing down to a Jewish man on this earth. I'm not bowing down to a black man on this earth, because I serve the higher power, the one who created everyone, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You understand what I'm saying? And when you truly become free, and how you become free, when you truly become free, you'll understand what I'm saying. How you become free, what does it say in the word? It says the truth will make you free. The truth will make you free. See, everybody misquotes that too when they say the truth shall set you free. Now, you already been set free. Jesus came and set you free, but some people are not made free. They don't understand that they free. You understand what I'm saying? And how I want to break that down to you is, have you ever saw a man that they released from prison? Been in prison 10, 12, 15 years, how many? Maybe even 5 years. They've been in prison that long. And they've been set free. But because in their mind, they're still institutionalized, they ain't been made free. See, the truth is they've been set free. Somebody turned the key and let them out, but they still living like they in prison. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a mind thing. They're institutionalized. They haven't been made free. But when they realize the truth is that they in the free world again, when they ever recognize and honor the truth, then they'll be made free and they'll start living a different way. With that being said, let's get to the real meat and gravy of the topic tonight. See, it's important how you were introduced to God. Most of you were introduced to God in a religious way. Your grandmama went to church, your mama went to church, your auntie went to church, your great grandmama went to church. And so they dragged you into the church house and they taught you all this religious mumbo jumbo. And they taught you all this shouting and falling out, and then you saw them become hypocrites, and you didn't see the power of God because they all looked up to one person who was the only one who seemed to have God, I guess, whether or not your preacher had God or not, depending on that. We can get on to that too. But you followed other people and you saw the way that they served God, and that was your representation of what God looked like. Some of you haven't had an encounter with a godly person, a bold person in Christ. Because let me tell y'all something that I truly believe here on Higher Heights. I am a representation of God in so many people's lives that I see, meet, greet, and talk to. I am the only version of God that they're going to see. If I'm a poor representation of God, that's going to skew and become a stumbling block in somebody's life. So every day I'm trying to be careful to become the better version of myself and the better representation of God as I can be. Because I have to do this because I might be the only light somebody see. See, when you don't understand God, you need a sign, you need a wonder, you need a miracle. But when you understand who God is and who God is inside of you, when you know who you are and whose you are, you recognize the responsibility you have to show love. You recognize the responsibility you have and the power that you have to forgive. The power that we have to turn the light on in somebody here, you know, they calling it woke these days, but really is lighting that fire that's already deep down in us, but you light the fire in somebody. Yeah. And when I light the fire in people and I cause them to want to go study for themselves, you know what I tell them? I don't want you to follow behind me like a little puppy dog. I want to light your fire so you can go light a million other fires. See, I'm not trying to start a church here. I'm not trying to get some physical building and so some people can come in and lift me up on high and worship me. No, don't get it twisted. That's not my goal. You see, my goal is to light that passion, light that fire in somebody and tell them, go back where you came from. Go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. Woo, that's what I want to do. So with that being said, it's important how you get introduced to God. It's important the type of a man of God or woman of God that comes in your life and introduces you, because based on how you were introduced to this concept of God, as y'all put it, concept of God is based on your idea or your perception of God. It's important. It's important how you were introduced to God. See, I try to show God to people. I let God live in me. I let God live in me. So if God lives in me, God used my hands. God used my voice. God used my mind. Everything I have is yours, God. So if you've seen me, viewer, thank you for that comment. Because if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And don't you not know that I'm in the Father and he is in me? And he can be in you as well. Like I said, if you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. Yeah. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Can't be a hater all your life, you feel me? This is why I say most of our people, black people especially, have been introduced to a religion. Have been introduced to religion and not God the Spirit. Not God the Spirit. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are a child of God. You're a child. You are a creation of God. You don't become a child of God till you start honoring and obeying him and being obedient to God. Then you become a child of God. You understand what I mean? And when you become a child of God, you're my brother. I love you all. Whoever's watching, even the one who made that comment, I love you. I'll be praying for you. You understand what I'm saying? And check out them scriptures. If you don't believe me, check out them scriptures. And remember, when you on this channel, you're not talking to a religious person. You're talking to a person that believes in the Spirit. So don't come at me like some regular run-of-the-mill person that goes to church, because you don't know me. You can't know me because you don't know the Father. Y'all, with that being said, keep supporting the channel if you're already doing it. If you're new to the channel, let me let you know what you can do for the channel. Hit the like, subscription, and notification bell so you won't miss when I drop content like this. Y'all be blessed.